tight yung mga kaso that we would be filing. So the probability of these cases being dismissed ay mababa na po. Plus, again, with the help of probably the NBI, mas makikita po natin beyond yung mga sinasabi niyo po mga butikero. If we can deep dive kung sino po talaga yung nasa likod, again, kailangan po ng mas masusi at mas malalim at malawak mong kapangyarihan na hindi po yan kaya mag-isa po ng BOC. We need the help of the other agencies.
And also, Mr. Chair, last na lamang, siguraduhin niyo po, Commissioner Pomoceno, yung bang nagpa-accredit, yung tumatanggap ng accreditation, kasi before you become a broker, bago ka magbigyan ng permit na makapag-import, then dadaan ka doon sa accreditation, may unit yan. Bantayan niyo po dyan sa accreditation, daming mga salbahe dyan, mga loko-loko, mga stupido, na approve ng approve without even checking. Dapat may physical check. Dapat pupunta dyan mismo yung broker na nag-apply ng accreditation, face-to-face, magpakita ng mga dokumento na talagang qualified sila na maging broker at may mga lisensya sila at may mga capitals, etc. Which, in most cases, hindi nangyari po yon. Basta meron lang konting under the table, approve ng approve. Siguro yan ang bantayan nyo, Commissioner.
Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Senator, Mr. Chair. We fully agree with that. Just to, again, contextualize, one of the 1,000 things that we have to do in the Bureau of Customs now is to, again, digitalize the entire payment processes, accreditation processes, a lot of things, put in available technologies. Hindi lang po sa, ganun po, no? Pagdating po kasi sa, halimbawa sa pagbabayad, evaluation, lodging, although computerized, hindi pa po ito fully digitalized. So there are a lot of gaps that can be taken advantage of by those who want to cheat the government. Isa rin po dyan sa pagdi-digitalize po namin, tama po si Senator Raffy, we have to start doon po mismo sa accreditation. Again, even sa accreditation, ang dami rin naming minanang pending applications. So maghahabol po tayo dyan. The dilemma is this po, I'll take advantage po, although hindi naman po ito ways and means sa hearing, wala po sa aming budget at this point, 2025, itong mga automation and full digitalization. And then for 2026 naman po, if I may take it up, wala po sa NEP po namin yung sapat pong budget, but we will still do the market study, how much do we need. Pag naman po 2027 pa po namin mapag-uusapan yan to finally resolve all these things. For 2028 budget na po yun, baka naman po maging midnight deal na po yun. So this is worth looking into, although hindi po ito ito po yung paksa po natin to araw na to. Just
Mr. Chair,
yes.
sasabat lang ako kasi nabanggit ni Senator Tulfo at ni Ariel itong digitization. Ano na nangyari dun sa mahiwagang national single window? Parang bata pa kami, naririnig na namin yun eh.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're mandated by law that you are supposed to put this all together within a 90-day period from September 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Kaso tumanda na tayo, wala pa rin yata.
Opo, ganito po. Yung pong sa NSW, yan po yung kabuuan po ng iba't ibang ahensya po, ano? Parang this is going to link the entire bureaucracy or at least the priority agencies. But within the BOC po, ang particular pong interest po natin dito is at least yung tinatawag na Customs Payment System, CPS. Ibig sabihin, from the filing of the import documents, yung lodging, then valuation, then payment, then releases, the quick answer, ma'am, is wala pa po. Wala pa po. Meron pong nanalo.
May timeline ba kayo dyan? Napakatagal na niyan.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, ganito po. Somebody or another, one firm was supposed to have won already this particular project way back 2015, 2016. And then when, that was during the time of Commissioner Sevilla. Si Commissioner Sevilla, ano po yan?
Pinagtatakahan ko kasi taon-taon, binabudgetan namin yan. Tapos taon-taon, nangungumusta kami, wala naman maipakita. Sasabihin na, kulang yung budget sa susunod na taon. Parang wala naman nangyayari.
Ma'am, ganito po, if I may explain ho. So, may nanalo po noon, and then it was canceled by the next commissioner after Commissioner Sevilla. to my appreciation, of course, wala po kami doon, ano, but natural, yung nanalo po ng bidding na yon, it's a joint venture between a foreign company and a local company. Na-cancel po yan by the next commissioner. Natural, magdidemanda po yon. At alam niyo naman sa Pilipinas, medyo matagal po yung mga kaso. So nagkaroon po ng injunction ho yun. So nagtagal na nagtagal until today. Yung 650 million worth of budget during that time, as I understand, but we have to validate, binalik na sa Treasury ata. But I'm not sure of that.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Senator Ontiveros.
kay Commissioner Nepomuceno, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
bagamat medyo parang entangled pa sa court case yung usapin yan, pero napaka-importante po ng National Single Window. I do remember panahon ni Commissioner Sevilla, isa po sa main advocacies nila iyon. So even though there's still an ongoing case, pwede bang or intention nyo na ba, ginagawa nyo na po ba na i-reopen ulit yung pagtatayo ng National Single Window System, at least from the customs side, whether dun sa dati ng kinokontrata or sa bago?
Again, ma'am, Senator Risa, yung pong NSW, the way, as I understand it, nasa roll-out phase na po siya, no? Yung NSW ng other agencies, no? Yung sa mismong BOC po sa amin, we are assuming na meron po kami laban sa Supreme Court to untangle BOC's, nakatali po yung kamay po namin dyan, ano? Assuming that we can untangle from it, dapat po namin ito. Again, this is our dilemma. While we fully advocate and we want to pursue full blast yung digitalization po ng proseso, this is one challenge po talaga. That explains po yung concern ni Senator Amy on what happened. Again, hindi ko po alam kung nilabanan ba ng totohanan or ng malakas yung TRO or yung injunction, but that's water under the bridge. Now, we will have to slug it out na maantanggal nga po yung pagkakatali ng kamay ng BOC from that case. Kung hindi, admittedly, problema po talaga. And we have to find a way to get out of it.
Mr. Chair.
Please address the chair.
Mr. Chair.
After Senator Risa, it will be Senator Tulfo.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. I just hope, Commissioner Nepomuceno, magawa niyo po yan ng mas mabilis. Dahil habang nabubuhol ang customs or ang iba't ibang ahensya sa whole of government approach na sinasabi niyo sa kaso tungkol dyan sa National Single Window, di namamayagpag yung mga smugglers at yung iba pang bumabaluktot sa customs laws natin para lalong ibaba ang mga karapatan at saka welfare ng mga agricultural sectors natin. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Maybe you should explore an out-of-court settlement with your with this case. I mean, I don't know the case, no, but
Yes,
since it's entangled, baka may alternate route, may alternative path
Yes, sir.
to resolving it. Senator Raffy, go ahead.
Yeah, yung E2M, that's the computer system na ginagamit ngayon ng Bureau of Customs. And time again, palagi nagpa-falter yan. Yan pa ba yung dinala ni Lina? Before, hindi mga bago-bago?
Opo.
Exactly.
Opo.
So, yan yung powerful hand na kung bakit hanggang ngayon, di mapalit-palitan yan sapagkat merong tao o grupo to make sure na yan pa rin magagamit para tuloy-tuloy pa rin ligaya dyan sa Bureau of Customs.
Yes, Senator Marcos sought the floor and then you may respond.
Tama po ba? 2015 pa?
Opo.
Yung kaso? 10 taon, hindi na re-resolve ba? Ang bira naman. Alam mo, sa Pilipinas lang nangyayari yan. Pag nag-digitize, yung koleksyon lumiliit. Di ba nangyari yan sa BIR? Nung umpisa na mag-digitize, yung koleksyon sa Makati at Taguig, kumipot. Ganon din ang nangyari sa LRA. Dito lang sa Pilipinas, only in the Philippines yan.
Senator Ontiveros? Well, ako ganito ha. With the permission of our members of the panel. Yung single window, importante yan. Napakahalaga. Pero wala pa kayong nakukulong na smuggler. Tapos pag-uusapan natin, kaya nyo tapusin yung single window. Sorry may low-hanging fruits na kayo eh. Pero kung doon sa low-hanging fruits, hindi nyo naman magawa, doon pa kaya sa mas komplikado. I hope you understand, no? This is I want to go back to tatlong kaso ngayon ang pending sa Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Council. Tatlo. Subic, Paco, at Talisay. Kailan masasampahan ng kaso na agriculture economic sabotage? Ang tatlong ito. Kasi maaari natin pag-usapan lahat ng usapin ng smuggling, ayusin ito, ayusin yan. Pero yung 10 taon na wala pa kayong nasasampahan ng kasong nakukulong na smuggler eh. So why should we expect you to be able to deliver in other areas if the most basic, simple, di ba, campaign against smuggling, wala pa kayong nasasampahan ng kaso. So parang litmus test ito eh. Yung sa Subic, yung sa Paco, at yung sa Talisay. Uulit-ulitin ko. Dahil andyan na yung nakumpis ka na, andyan na yung produkto, andyan na yung halaga, andito na yung mga pangalan ng mga broker, ng mga consignee, yung mga importer, yung mga may-ari ng warehouse, yung mga may-ari ng cold storage. You have all the information necessary to file cases of anti-economic sabotage. Bakit walang nangyayari o hindi pa nangyayari? Ang Pangulo na mismo nagsabi 9 months ago. Parang, di ba, naglolokohan lang tayo rito, hindi naman siguro. But again, in fairness to Commissioner Nepomuceno, you just came in July 1, and the Anti-Agriculture Economic Sabotage Council is still in the process of organizing. But we have 3 cases. Can we just get a update for the Coast Guard? My understanding sa Coast Guard is kayo, kasama sa council, may kapangyarihan kayo, pwede kayo magsampa ng kaso. Wala sa council ang DA, wala sa council ang BOC. O sige, so sa kanila meron pa silang dahilan para hindi sampa yung kaso o meron pa silang mga layers na kailangang harapin. Kayo walang layer. Sa batas sinasabi may kapangyarihan kayong magsampa ng kaso. Bakit hindi pa nasasampahan ng kaso yung inyong Paco incident, Commodore? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We want you to succeed.
Yes po.
And this is a venue for you to be able to explain to us. And if you need us to be able to push and call on whoever, your higher ups, Malacanang, kung sino, gagawin natin para lang magawa ninyo yung trabaho ninyo. You have our full backing if you want to pursue, diba, your mandate under the anti-economic agri-economic sabotage law. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, sir. Una po muna, pinapahatid po ng Philippine Coast Guard yung pasasalamat because of the trust given to us with the new law in Republic Act 12022. Tama ka po, sir. Mainly three law enforcement agency yung authorized po dito. The PNP, the NBI, at ngayon po, Philippine Coast Guard. Ibalik ko lamang po yung nangyari nung July 3. This was July 3 to 4 of this year, sir. The Philippine Coast Guard was able to apply the letter of authority, LOA, to Frozen 8 Corporation located in Paco. Malapit lamang po rito, Mr. Chair.
Before you proceed, we will invite Frozen
8 Corporation.
Frozen 8, we will invite them sa next hearing. Please proceed.
Yes po. After po ng service namin ng LOA, Mr. Chair, we're able to apply yung pong LOA. 24 hours a day was given for the owners to present documents to certain that these smuggled products, by the way po, more or less po, mga 15 million lamang po ito na agricultural, including poultry, meat and fish product po ito, sir. Ito pong Frozen 8 para po makita nyo po yung konteksto ng pangyayari. Ito po ay isang clandestine na warehouse. Isa po siyang badminton court na yung kalahati po kinumbert into a cold storage facilities. Meron pong 5 cold storage facilities. I swear, magkakatabi po siya, Mr. Chair. 3 po yung gumagana at that time. Yung isa po punong-puno ng imported na onions. Yung 2 po are from frozen lobster to frogs and basically delicacies po, Mr. Chair. So after po ng aming LOA at for the failure of the owner to present documents po we place one of the occupant ng frozen facilities. Siya po yung technician ng